So I'm reasonably sure this Captain America 4 movie is going to be a financial disaster. Instead of doing all the reshoots and rewrites and changing directors and all the stuff we've all heard about, they could have saved it with one simple change. They should have just called it the Falcon. I mean, in theory, just because Captain America gave him the shield, it doesn't mean he had to take the mantle of Captain America. He could have just been the Falcon with the shield, which, let's be honest, is exactly what he is. And the thing is, everybody on the internet told them up front that we didn't want Sam Wilson to be Captain America. We all said it way back in 2019. I remember after Endgame going online and seeing exactly how many people just hated this idea, and you know what? It was pretty much everybody. But ever since this argument came up, everybody likes to bring up how Sam Wilson was Captain America in the comics.
He was in the comics. He was in the comics.
But what they never want to mention is that those were the lowest selling Captain America comics in the 80-year run of Captain America. Nobody wanted this. Nobody. Actually, scratch that. Twitter wanted this. You know who I mean. The people who don't read comics, don't collect toys, aren't particularly interested in superheroes, and are just looking at this from a social justice angle. That's who wanted this. But those people don't go out and see these movies. They don't buy the merchandise or collect the toys or read the comics. They just cry on Twitter. That's it. That's what they do. So making Sam Wilson Captain America just to appease a vocal minority
Racist.
just didn't make sense. Sam Wilson as the Falcon was just a side character throughout the first 3 phases of the MCU. And you know what? He wasn't fully developed. They took an underdeveloped background character and essentially tried to make him into the main character. Bucky, on the other hand, had entire movies about him where we learned all about his background, where he came from, his connection to Steve Rogers. From the first Avenger to the Winter Soldier to Civil War, we saw their friendship develop, strengthen, and ultimately reach a point where Steve was willing to throw away literally everything for his best friend Bucky. Meanwhile, Steve and Sam had what?
On your left.
I mean, let's just say it how it is. Bucky should have been the one to inherit the shield. Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes had a long history together. Their friendship went all the way back to World War II. Their bond was incredibly strong and very significant. Bucky's journey from being brainwashed as the Winter Soldier to regaining his identity and seeking redemption was the main reason he should have taken on the mantle of Captain America. Plus, in the comics that everybody loves to cite so much,
He was in the comics.
Bucky was the first one to take up the mantle of Captain America after Steve Rogers, so that was the expectation. And as far as ability goes, Bucky has extensive combat experience and training as a soldier. Plus, he had the super soldier serum. Sam Wilson has neither. And again, Bucky was a well-developed character with a backstory and a character arc throughout a bunch of MCU films. This made him a more fleshed-out candidate for the mantle. And the emotional impact of Steve passing the shield to his oldest friend would have carried significant emotional weight for a lot of fans. Passing the shield to Bucky could have symbolized the completion of Steve Rogers' time as Captain America, as well as the completion of Bucky Barnes' redemption arc. Bottom line, Bucky and Steve had a strong, established relationship. What does Steve and Sam have?
On your left.
I mean, I guess they had a bond, but it wasn't as deeply explored as the bond between Steve and Bucky. Passing the shield to Sam just felt superficial. It felt like an affirmative action promotion or a DEI initiative.
Racist.
And I think that was the most unfortunate aspect of this. Before this moment, I don't think anyone thought of the Falcon as a black superhero. They just thought of him as a superhero, and a pretty good one. But this moment, this ham-fisted moment, it was very obviously about prioritizing race before everything else.
Racist.
And speaking of, I have a great video I've been working on that will address this exact issue. It's coming soon. Hit the subscribe and notifications so you can be the first to see it when it comes out. But again, let's be honest. I think we all collectively rolled our eyes when Steve gave the shield to Sam because we knew exactly why they were doing it. It was yet another attempt at diversity. Once again, I'm not black or white, so that makes me an unbiased observer, and that's what I saw. Then, unfortunately for everyone, the Falcon and Winter Soldier came out, and everything went into overdrive. In this very divisive, very Afrocentric series, we were forced to see the Falcon as a black man first and a superhero second.
Racist.
No thanks to Malcolm Spellman, but I'll talk more about this dude in my next video. Anyway, that's it. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I
Racist.
Tell me all the reasons I'm an idiot in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, click notifications, and I will see you next time.